wake up from your snooze. Come get with the crew. You know who it is, what it is, what we do. It's the crew, yeah. Oh yeah, it's the crew. Oh yeah, it's the crew, yeah. Oh yeah, it's the crew. Oh yeah, it's time to snooze, join the crew. We got news, we got tunes. We gon' hit you with the truth. We ain't like them other dudes. All the glory to Jesus, cause of him we making moves. Oh yeah, we done found our groove. You can come get with it too. It's the crew.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a random question. The question I pose is random, but
yeah,
it's Young Thug versus Gunna. Allegedly, did you hear about
the leaked audio footage? Yeah, I heard about that.
Whose album needs to do better? Whose album needs to do better?
I heard about that. It's crazy because Gunna came out talking about, oh, you had it backwards. Gunna came out talking about, he said something towards Thug's Way and support, saying he'll never rat or whatever. But it was crazy hearing that he told Lil Baby, if you want to respond, do it on my album. That's how he said it. If you want to respond.
Dirk.
That was Dirk? I thought it was Lil Baby.
No, he was talking to Dirk.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, so that's kind of crazy too. Speaking of responding, do you think BYOD needs to respond to No Big Deal? Do you think that there needs to be something said in that situation?
If there's some fishiness there that ain't adding up, if there's something that they feel isn't where they feel is not truthful, then defend yourself. Especially when we get to talking about bad business dealings and stuff like that.
Yeah, which is something of a horror story already within Christian hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So, I definitely do think you want to try and resolve that. But when it comes to BYOD, I mean, they're much bigger than the space of Christian hip hop, in the meaning of like they're doing things in both worlds. They're not just moving around in one little space. So
yeah,
my thing is, I guess they wouldn't have to say anything, but you can't. I don't think you can let No Big Deal or let their narrative ride. That's just me.
You can't. You talking about your reputation. Not necessarily reputation. Said things like, well, they tried to take the name from us, and the whole holy smoke thing. There's no telling. Hey, there's my side, your side, and the truth. There's no telling what really went on with that situation. And it is a little baby. It's a little baby.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. No, that's Dirk. That's Dirk.
I don't know.
That's Dirk. Yeah, that's Dirk.
I don't know, man.
It's
I don't know. But let's get into it.
It is, bro. It's Dirk. It's a little Dirk.
Okay. All right. My bad. You already know who it is, what it is, and what we do, baby. It is your boy Jay.
And this is Chris.
Hey, and this is the Crew's Hip Hop Corner, man. We have had a crazy week, man. Was without power for a little bit, man. How did that feel?
Hot. And boring. And,
yeah, man.
And expensive because you're buying hot food every day.
Man.
Because you can't cook, so.
Yeah, man, that was a wild situation. We get tornadoes all the time here in Oklahoma, and the crazy part about it was that this was not even a tornado. Nothing touched the ground. It was just really, really high winds that knocked out half the city. So your boys have been absent for a little bit, but we are back, baby, better than ever. Did you learn anything from that storm? I know it was rough on me, man, but did you learn anything in between that time?
Try to learn how to adapt faster. I don't know, like you just gotta adapt. There ain't nothing that you can do about it. So there's just, you just gotta learn to take it as it comes and just keep moving.
I say this. What I learned was family is everything. A support system, no matter how small it is a support system. And I learned that you don't have to be in one area too long. Like, you can kind of move amongst areas and not be or an absent place not happen, or you not feel absent is what I'm saying. But I know that's kind of deep. I know y'all don't get it, man, but it is what it is, man. So yeah, that was a crazy time. My laptop broke as well, guys, but y'all have been showing up and showing out, man, with all the donations. We really appreciate it to be able to give y'all dope content like this. Your boy Bryson Gray came through in a really, really big way, man.
Yeah.
Hey, nobody can say nothing bad about him to us no more, man. He really, really came through, stepped up in a really, really, really big way, man. Shouts out to Bryson Gray, man. He ain't have to do that, but he did.
Yeah, it's really appreciative. We're just grateful and thankful that he wanted to help us out and, the way that he did, because he didn't have to. So that's love.
Yeah, man, that's love. So let's get moving. Reason, a very popular mainstream rapper of TDE. When we talk about TDE, Top Dog Entertainment, we're talking about Kendrick Lamar, SZA, and those over there. Just recently had a promo for his album, and in the promo of his album, he was speaking of, going to a church and finding women of God and them in worship. And honestly, it was just a bunch of twerking, and Christians got up in arms. Now, he in fact did respond to this, and he's like, yo, my God has a sense of humor. Like, I like to believe that my God has a sense of humor. Where do you stand on this side of an argument when it comes to reasoning kind of what he did?
I mean, the contents of the video, of the music video.
How many times did you play the video?
A couple times, twice.
To be able to understand what was going on in the video.
I ain't worried about none of that.
I just wanted to know.
I don't even have like, that's nothing compared to what we could, like, what can be seen in the mainstream world and the mainstream culture today. Like, that's like nothing about that video excites me as a man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's true. Normal.
But
did he take the joke too far? Because according to Reason, he says that this was a joke, and he, God created everything, including a sense of humor. So, and he said, "Look,
he who sitteth in the heavens laughs."
Really?
If
is that what you're trying to help him now?
That's where he's trying to navigate. If that's where he's trying to navigate that point, then I mean, hey, I can ride with it, but. Yeah, no, I feel as though he may be in the beginning of his journey, and it's something. It's
really
no.
Really,
it's how he feels. It's how he feels.
Okay,
will get him closer to God. Now, I'm not condoning it,
but
I'm not condoning it.
Okay,
but what I'm saying is, I think the question we should be asking is it sincere or is he trolling? You know what I'm saying? If somebody is sincere, then that's a conversation that you can have and be like, hey, like, I'm rooting for you. I get what you're trying to do, but here's why that isn't a good idea. It can be certain people who's on their walk with God struggling with lust, struggling with these type of things, and you're claiming that, you're serving God, and yet you're displaying this for everybody to see who may be struggling with these particular things. So that's not the route to go. But if he has a pure heart, then it's one of those situations where you try to lead, guide, and teach, but you don't want to condemn, especially somebody that's new in their faith. You could condemn the action, actually what was there, and that's safe to do that. But
my thing is, the way you kind of making this is you're kind of like, you believe that this could somehow well be more than a joke, that you believe that that he kind of believes what he's saying. Like that's what you're saying.
I'm not saying either or. Notice how I said if. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Maybe.
I mean, I just want to make it clear.
And maybe I did say that that's where he was coming from. I don't know if that's where he's coming from. But I'm saying if.
I mean, I just want to make it clear.
That's where he's coming from. In detail, I don't know exactly what he said, so I have to be fair from that instance. Mm-hmm. But nor was I really like too much interested about it, because to me, it's just another artist who's
It's like the
who's
Lil Nas X with the shoes, right?
It's kind of.
Lil Nas X had the devil shoes. Like it's kind of like that situation.
Is it even close to that though? Like,
Well, I mean, in the sense of, I know if I can stir up the Christian fan base, right? I've gotten the shock that I need. I can't shock the other side, but I know I can shock the Christian side. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I'm saying it in
I'm trying
that
to figure out.
sense.
I'm trying to really like figure out his heart behind it. Because I just watched the video, but I don't really know like his. My God has a sense of humor. God created all including humor. Let me as I go into it here. Y'all love y'all's God, I believe is what he was trying to say. Y'all's God the way you want, and I'll love mine the way I want. Peace and love. Also, go stream my new single.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so that, I mean, other people are saying that he's saying, you know,
Being
my God or your God, right? So that whole thing in there, that whole
I didn't know it was like this.
yeah.
I didn't know it was like that. Because like honestly, bro, like a lot of this stuff I just be scrolling past. Like I didn't know it was like that. I didn't know it was like that.
So yeah, man, for us it's all about protection. The devil's working. Devil, don't let anybody tell you the devil's not working. The devil's out there. You know, so we need to shield each other. And this is how we do it with praise like this. Praise like this product.
Oh, that's next level. I didn't know it was like that.
So do you recant your statement?
I didn't know it was like that.
Do you recant your statement? So
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing.
like I'm sitting there listening to you talk, and I'm like, my guy.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I just seen a little snippet, and then I seen his comment, and my first thing is to like kind of watch and look or analyze rather, which I failed to do. That's my bad. That's my part. That's a mistake that I made. Yeah, you know, there are people out there who can recognize their mistakes and admit.
Okay, all right, man, we get it. Like we get
when
it.
they're wrong.
We
I know
understand.
some of y'all aren't used to that. When you see that you're wrong, and
You just gonna keep going.
when you see
just,
you're wrong,
hey, just let it
when
go.
you see
Just-
you're wrong. I know some of y'all aren't used to owning up to when you're
Nah,
wrong.
you gotta let that
and
go.
when you fail
Okay.
to analyze something, but I'm going to do that in this instance.
Yeah.
This is how it goes. This is taking accountability. I didn't analyze the full thing. This is how you do this. I didn't analyze the full thing, so that's my bad. Yeah, no, it was a clear troll. It seems like a clear troll to me. And
But that's the question. Is
and
the
if it
troll
is-
too
and
far?
if it is a
the
troll-
troll too far? That's like nobody's arguing the fact of whether or not it was a troll. The question is the troll too far? As I said, like the shoes. See, when I said like the shoes, and you was seeing I wasn't budging when you was like, is it really that bad? That's what made
I
you
still
start.
don't think it's that bad.
That's what made you start. Well, wait a minute. Let me actually. What I'm saying is the troll too far? That's the issue. That is where a lot of this is. It too far? Like it's almost, some people are even calling it blasphemous.
This is why it's hard for me to say, because I am not surprised by mainstream artists these days to get to grab at whatever to get something jumping off and to spark a conversation and to get people talking about something. I am not surprised at all. So these things don't entertain me. It does nothing for me. It doesn't get me riled up and upset. It's like, come on, bro. Like, who started the whole demonic thing, like rapping thing? I want to say it was before Lil Uzi Vert. Like,
Oh yeah, they've been
who-
doing that. I mean, you can go as far back as one of the people that they say it a lot about is obviously Jay-Z. You know how long he's been rapping.
I mean, yeah, but people
go-
like Lil Uzi Vert and Playboy Cardi have been more like.
Oh, you're talking about
open
out
about
there,
it.
not
just
so subliminal.
Not
I see.
subliminally, but I just mean like out there.
I mean,
and what I'm saying is,
but I'm sure it's been people before that. But.
yeah,
Well, I mean, definitely, and when we talk about rock and roll,
it's
like, you
it's
know what I'm
far,
saying? Ozzy Osbourne.
It's far and it's out there.
He's
and
called the
I
Prince of
wouldn't
Earth.
make- It's far and it's out there, and I wouldn't make the connection of worshiping while having women twerk and do
Use their
other
gifts.
things
They're
and do
using-
other
they're
things
using their
that
gifts.
seems
They're using their gifts.
do other things
They're using
that
their gifts for.
seem
That's
as
what he's
though-
saying.
Let me finish. Do other things that seems as though they're booked for a gentleman's club at 12 o'clock at
They
night.
were twerking. Did you say twerking?
They were twerking, but I'm not upset about a simple twerk. I'm not
Okay.
I'm
How
not
many
upset about
twerks?
that.
How many twerks is appropriate when promoting a gospel project?
Let's think about what they were wearing. There was
Okay.
a lot more than a twerk.
Okay, so if
That's
they were,
what I'm saying.
So if they were more clothed and they were twerking, would it not be as? I actually can see that.
You can OD.
I can see that though.
You can,
okay.
you can OD off of anything. Like there could be too much of anything. You know what I'm saying? If it was just a situation here.
Okay, so let's
like,
take this much twerking, but fully clothed.
Nah, it was still they was doing more. They
Okay,
was doing
all
more
right.
than just twerking.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I just
Like,
want to
they-
know the. I just want to know
Like,
the.
it looked like he got some. It looked like he like went to a gentleman's club and
Yeah, he
got a
probably
couple
went, he got some strippers, bro. Say
video
strippers,
vixens.
bro.
video vixens.
Bro, say
maybe he just got-
strippers.
maybe he just got some regular video vixens for this.
Okay, all
I
right.
don't know.
You struggling
Yeah,
to say
it's
that
out
word?
there.
I just
Yeah, it's out there. No, I ain't. I don't want to call nobody no stripper if they really ain't no stripper. That's that. I
Okay.
feel that's
all right.
disrespectful.
Okay.
That's
okay.
disrespectful.
I like that, bro. Nah, you got to give me some on that. I like that, bro. That was cold. Okay.
If their
Yeah,
occupation is
alright,
not
okay.
being a stripper,
I'm
then
with that.
That's disrespectful.
I'm with that.
You know what I'm saying? They just may be some video vixens or some girls really just having some fun that he personally knew and was just like, hey, be a part of the video.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we'll go crazy.
You
We'll
believe
turn
that?
up. That could have been.
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want to know the over under of appropriate twerks in when you're promoting a gospel project.
that situation, that what they were doing in the video is too far to
So what's the over under? 3 twerks? Like, come on.
And wait, we got a flag there.
Well, he got
Is that for
called
excessive
for-
celebration?
Yeah.
Well, see, and I'm not sure about that call.
I don't know, Bill. That was 3 pumps, and the rule book says you cannot have more than 2.
Oh my gosh, but look at the kid. He's pleading his case with the
Yeah,
ref.
but-
Pleading his case.
bro. I can't say what's too much, but you just know. Like if you see some side, if you watch the video and see some side girl like twerking, and she wasn't even really the focal point, like she just kind of got picked up.
That's
she just
the
kinda got
appropriate-
picked up in the backdrop.
So
You know
that's
what I'm
the
saying?
appropriate amount of twerks.
Different. Yeah, that's different.
Okay.
'Cause you ain't trying to throw it. You ain't just trying to throw it out there. But
Okay.
this specifically looked like that's what they were trying to throw out there. And if you want to mix that in with worshiping God, then no, I would say that that's not good. But like I said, I was ill-informed.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. Like I said, it's a question of whether or not the troll was too far, right?
Okay.
And I think that the question, the answer is yes.
So this definitely wasn't about him trying to worship God. He just tried to.
He said that
definitely
his
threw it
God has a sense of humor. That was his response back to us when we posted it. So his whole thing is, hey, that was the cue of, hey, this is obviously a troll. Like, ha ha ha. Like, no way anybody really believes that. But it's like, okay, it's not the fact that it's a troll. It's the fact of, was the troll too far? I think the answer to that question is obviously yes. Speaking of trolls, there's a lot of submarine jokes going around and I just cannot get with them. So this irritates me. I guess it doesn't irritate anybody else, but I'm going to stand on my soapbox.
Yeah.
Man, look. So if you don't know, of course everybody knows submarine goes down and it gets lost viewing the Titanic and it's never found, right? Or it is, but it's in pieces, right?
Yeah.
And there's like, much like America doesn't do, like it didn't take it serious at all.
I don't think they took it. I don't think
Ever.
most of America took it serious. I think it's because of the
class of
a
people?
a loss of life, no matter what class. Because when you leave this world, you're all the same class.
Right.
You're dead.
Ooh,
you
that's
know.
deep.
So
That's deep.
So I don't think that people should be making jokes, period, about any loss of life. What I will say is I would have liked that we had put more energy that we put into this the government coming together to say we're going to try to find this submarine. I wish we would put more. I wish we would put the same amount of resources into locating missing children, into trying to stop sex trafficking, kids that go missing from sex trafficking, kids that go missing in general, people that go missing.
But we know why. Like it's not. But you know why? You know what did Chris Tucker say in Rush Hour? Who you think you kidnapped? Chelsea Clinton? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's if the class was different, and it shouldn't be that way, but it's just the fact. If the class was different, it'll be different. You know that?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I guess that's a message that America only cares about people in a higher class.
So maybe that's
people who have money spending what is it, $250,000 a pop, a ticket?
$250,000.
You know,
say it like that. It makes it sound
I think that's why a lot of people wanted to take it lightly, because these were very successful, rich people, and it's like in their mind, it's like, you know, we're never going to be in this position because we ain't never about to have enough money to buy a ticket for a submarine. But still, you know like, in any case, like, no matter the class, it's a devastation, and I just wish that more energy. Or the same energy, rather, was put into people. I mean, goodness gracious. Didn't they spend millions of dollars to locate them? Like $7 million just to go down there? I don't know how much
it was, but
that's what I heard.
Yeah.
And if you're talking about $7 million, think about how many people you can feed, homeless people you can feed over a weekend, get homeless people. You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
you know that's
we have homeless people dying on the streets.
But you know that but the thing is, the reason why we have a class of people is exactly what it is. It's the way that they're able to build their wealth. A lot of people, if you look into the history of how they built their wealth, it's not a pretty picture.
It's capitalism, bro.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. It's built off the backs of other people. So with that being said, that's why they're not going to put the money into to doing that.
It's capitalism.
If everybody else was
the person that's going to watch this know who I'm doing this for. It's capitalism, and yeah, you know it. That person knows. Who I'm talking to.
Okay, who are you talking to?
I could have just said it, you know, right? There's a reason why I didn't say it.
I'm just saying, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't.
That's that. Okay, that's that.
But the fact, but how do you stand on people making jokes of this category? Because I think about it. I think about it if I was in that position, right? Yeah. If I was in that position, like immediate debt, like how far did you get before it imploded? Like
what?
Or allegedly, like we don't know, like really what happened.
Well, it could be a situation where, like, listen, you have like people go on vacations and do stuff like this where they're not millionaires and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, they said Mr.
Beast was even supposed to be on that cruise.
Well, people go to amusement parks and stuff, and there's water rides and stuff. So, you know, this situation can really happen to anybody. You know what I'm saying? This submarine was more exclusive, obviously, because it's a submarine. Nobody knows how far deep they were going, but I'm pretty sure pretty deep to where, like, you got to spend some money to go down there.
They said 8 hours to the surface.
Okay, right. So
I mean, think about a car ride. I mean, I don't know how many miles they're going per hour, but you think about a car ride, 8 hours. We're talking about at least 800 miles. That's why I don't know if that math checks out, man. Y'all do.
You ain't about to catch us, man. You're not about to catch no black people underwater for that length of time. You telling them like, oh yeah, it'd be about 30 minutes, to an hour. We'll give it a consideration, strong consideration. But you talk about anything. Above.
Wait a minute, you didn't even say we'll go.
Yeah,
you said.
That doesn't mean
we'll give it a consideration.
30 minutes to an hour, but you talking about like how many hours?
Man, that's hilarious.
Or how many days was they supposed to be?
That's
under?
Hilarious. I don't know.
These are the same people that would that would hold their favorite rapper up to high regard and celebrate their favorite rapper who talks about killing and shooting people. But that's a different conversation.
Yeah, because all you got to do is all my life. All my life. That's all you got to do.
Bro, listen.
That's all you got to do.
I seen a video where Vlad was, he was talking to a lawyer who was talking about YNW Melly's case. And Vlad said, listen, I hope it works out for YNW Melly. It's like, Vlad, you know the evidence that they got on that man. Like, more than likely, he did that. Like, he did that. Like, all the evidence that they got, and apparently it's not looking good for the prosecution for some, technicalities, stuff like that. But all the evidence that they got, bullet projectiles and the evidence they're telling you, well, the bullet came from this way and not this way. And if it was a drive-by, it would have came from this way. But the bullet holes are going outside. And we found shell cases inside the car. And they took this long before they even called anybody and told the police. And this was it's not looking good.
They still can't prove the gun. They still can't prove that it was Melly. The gun that they have doesn't match anything that he had.
That's fair. And if you don't have a murder weapon, it does make your case harder. But the amount of they might not even need it with the evidence that they got on him. That's honestly, true. Like they got way too. Had you heard this evidence? Did you know about that,
bro? Yeah, I know the cat. I actually was a Melly fan, bro. I was listening to Melly before. So here's the thing: before it all happened, like "Murder on My Mind," like that song was huge when it happened.
So here's the thing: you're only afforded. I hope it works out for the best. For somebody, if you're rich and famous and of a certain status and stature, because if Vlad does not know this person and he hears this evidence, he's saying, oh my God, this person is a murderer and deserves to go to jail for the rest of his life. And if YNW Melly has did it, then he deserves to go to jail. Point blank, period. Especially murdering somebody over something as silly as what they're alleging. Prosecution has thrown out motives and stuff, and the gang violence and the gang stuff, it's not going to stick. You're going to have something better. You're going to have some personal get back. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why they're saying that it may fall through, because the motive that the prosecution is trying to bring forward just doesn't make sense. Like, they're basically saying he only did this to show some gang alliance or gang loyalty.
That's not going to work.
And when you're rich, successful man, what type of... who's going to have you in that position to show your loyalty to a gang?
Well, because money is power. And so if you have the money, you're the top of the food chain at that moment. Top.
He ain't got to shoot nobody.
Right.
His goons can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So... But I say that to say, we're just automatically saying, be careful about who you say, who you tell to free, who you're advocating to free out of prison or out of jail. Be careful with that, because there's also other people that are affected by those particular situations. When we talk about an alleged murder, when we talk about alleged robberies and things where somebody got hurt, somebody was affected, there's another family who's involved here who's also affected and hurt that will never see their children, their brother, uncle, cousin, will never see them again. So we just got to be careful about who we're advocating to free. A lot of y'all don't even look at the cases and the evidence and what's in there, and we just saying, oh, he made good music, so free him.
They just worship. They worship these people. That's really what it is. I mean, they're above. They're above. Common sense a lot of times. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're above basic. Knowledge. They're above
basic morals.
Yeah, basic morals and principles. Yeah, basic morals and principles. Exactly. But this isn't the first time, Everybody believed that OJ did it, so it is what this is. Not. It isn't the first time, man. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. That case is kind of wild, man. Chris Paul to the Warriors, man. Come on, Warriors winning. Let's go. Warriors winning the championship.
Higgs, they about to be booty. First off, they about to be booty. First off,
nah, bro.
The only you trade you trade a potential star. I mean, star. He's already a star. First off, He has star power. Being on that team and showing out the way he showed out, like he showed himself as a.
I believe he's
going to
have to show that he can do it himself.
We'll say a potential star.
Well, yeah, potential.
You traded away a potential star for a point guard who's clearly
or an aging point guard. You got to say it like that.
Aging point guard who's clearly like
past his prime,
past the heydays. Like Phoenix was his best opportunity. That finals with Phoenix versus the Bucks was his best opportunity that he's ever had in his career to win a ring. Like that Phoenix Suns team that particular year, not talking about after, but that particular year, that was the best team in basketball that year, hands down. Yeah. They were the better team, and Chris Paul did not show up.
Wasn't Chris Paul hurt though?
Nah, he played.
I thought he hurt his shoulder.
He definitely played the first game because remember LeBron James wanted to come to his first finals game ever.
Yeah, I want to say it was like game 2 and 3 he was out or something like that. Or 3 and 4, somewhere out there.
Yeah, but I mean
that's the issue. That's a lot of the issue, right?
0.
But here's my thing, man. I get why you say what you say, but here's my thing. Do you remember when Oklahoma City Thunder got Derek Fisher?
Barely.
And what did we do?
We used him, but we didn't have we didn't really. He was off the bench, right?
Yes. Yeah. He was off the bench. He wasn't as fast as Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
But it was
we had Derek Fisher.
That was our finals run year. That was 2012.
That's crazy.
And because I often forgot that we had Derek Fisher. But I remember the team with Derek Fisher was a really good team. I just didn't remember what that team was. When I heard this, I'm like, man, everybody tearing down Chris Paul. But if he's easily top 5 point guard of all time, right? And he was still able to lead playoff teams, right? I believe that he can do what Derek Fisher did for the Thunder. Derek Fisher wasn't coming in putting up so many numbers. Derek Fisher wasn't running up and down. Matter of fact, this is already retired once Derek Fisher. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, I mean, if it worked for us, why couldn't it work for them?
It gives you some
it slows the pace down.
It slows the pace down. It gives you some leadership off the bench, but still it's practically going to be no impact.
That's disrespectful,
first off,
bro. He played for us. That's disrespectful.
It's not going to be any impact.
Wow.
First off,
twice. He played for us twice.
First off,
he's the reason why we have the Oklahoma City Thunder. When he played with the Oklahoma City Pelicans, okay? For those of y'all that don't know,
it's not going to be any
Come
impact.
on.
First off, you
disrespectful.
It doesn't matter. You talking about it's the truth. You talking about a guy that the last couple playoffs he hasn't really, you know what I'm saying, like been a factor like that, and it's just he's past his time, and you're trading away a guy that was your number one leader off the bench, your number one bucket getter off the bench. Yeah. This is an offensive game. But
you got other people that can score though.
Who? Looney?
No, Clay.
Kevon Looney. I'm talking about the bench.
Oh.
I'm talking about the bench. Who else you got that's just getting buckets like that? Looney is a presence.
Poole?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You gave away your only person that can really just come off the bench and get buckets like that. They're done, bro. They're doomed for it, bro. They're doomed. And Draymond Green talking about he don't even like Chris Paul, and it's over, bro.
No. He said that. What'd he say? He said that as long as if LeBron is cool with Chris Paul, then Chris Paul cool with me.
First off, the timing is just weird, number one, because everybody knows that Chris Paul and LeBron James are best friends. You got Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade. That's the three. That's the holy trinity of they're together. They roll together. If I'm not mistaken, Chris Paul is the godfather of one of LeBron James' kids. Yeah. So they're extremely close. Draymond Green would know this. If he's as close to LeBron if he's
why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to Draymond?
Because it don't make no sense.
No, you're not about to do this to Draymond, bro.
Close to LeBron, we all know Draymond Green can't go a full 24 hours without mentioning his glorious king. He can't go a full 24 hours without mentioning his glorious king. So the fact that he's publicly saying, oh, since Brian called me and told me that how good of a dude Chris Paul is, then yeah, I guess I can trust him. It's like, bro, where have you been?
I thought y'all was close.
You talked to him. I thought that y'all was cool. Maybe you ain't cool with LeBron like you think that you is. Because I thought that y'all was cool.
Dang.
And you would think that you would know this and you would be connected to Chris Paul years ago on some like, hey, man, this is my guy. I know you don't rock with him like that, but this is my guy. He's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? If you're as close to LeBron, and maybe Draymond thinks he's closer to LeBron than what LeBron thinks that.
Draymond,
you know what I'm saying?
LeBron thinks that Draymond is close to LeBron.
There was always that guy that was always closer to somebody than what that person really thought of them more highly than what the person really thought of them back.
Why you messing with Draymond?
You know what I'm saying? Maybe Draymond Green is that guy.
Bro, you need to pray.
Maybe Draymond Green is that guy in LeBron James' circle.
Nah,
because I'm not even in the league, and I know how much of a high regard LeBron James holds Chris Paul to. And he's just talking about this as this is just like news.
That wasn't what this was about.
Oh, my God.
That wasn't what this was about.
Oh, my God. I have a new revelation. Chris Paul is actually a good guy, per LeBron James. How do you not know this?
Hey, man, that's not what this was about, okay? It was about Golden State getting them and it's possibly being a good move. But you took this, you know.
They booty.
Bro, you didn't have
booty.
to jump on Draymond like that.
They booty,
wow.
bro. I'm going to jump on both of them. Pause. Because that was crazy.
Man,
but,
yeah, that was wild. Hey, yo! Yeah, that was wild.
They both got to get it. Pause. Like they do.
Bro,
but,
chill out. What is going on? Wow! Bro, we need...
Excuse me.
Censored. The rest of this segment is censored.
Back here. We're back on track.
Oh, whoa. So, back to what I was saying, man. We got nominated for some Spin Awards. It's some nominations that you're a part of. Co-host of the year, man. How you feeling about that right now?
I don't feel like that. I do a lot. You know, I'm just kind of
my guy, co-host of the year.
I'm just chilling. A lot of times I'm just chilling, being myself up here, you know. So
yeah.
it's kind of like you get nominated for a job for just being yourself, nominated for something for just being yourself and just showing up, you know. So
showing up, clocking in, huh?
Showing up, clocking in. So it means a lot that people can connect to my thoughts, connect with my thoughts rather,
right?
And how I explain things, and you know, just what we talk about.
My guy, co-host of the year, show is nominated.
It's appreciated for real.
Best show here, there, evening show, morning, afternoon, variety show. Y'all know because we do a lot of dope stuff. So, yeah, man, we nominated, man. Y'all make sure to go and vote. Link is in the description below. Y'all make sure to go and do that. That is pretty dope. Hey, look, last thing. So there's a Christian rapper by the name of Laurel, and he said CHH is the only genre where lames can take on the X-Street nigga persona and get stamped without no card pulling. Meanwhile, the real ones with receipts ain't even trying to play that role. But hey, it's just entertainment, right? You got a problem with this? Do you know of these people? Are those people really here?
I'm sure those are people that are like that are capitalizing off of their street testimony,
but it's their cousin's street.
And
testimony.
by the way, there's nobody that I can think of like that. Okay. But as of now, there's nobody that I could just think off the top of my head and say, yeah, that dude is definitely that. Yeah. But what I can say is generally the ones that really were about that and their testimony really was that, those are typically the ones that are pretty much mellow and calm and kind of and chill. Like they really don't like, they know, and the people around them know. So they don't go out trying to prove that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I typically find is that the people that really don't talk about it like that is the ones that were really about that. The ones that were really about that. You know what I'm saying? So, but is it any different in the mainstream?
That's what I was going to say. Ain't nobody pulling nobody's card in the mainstream. Ain't nobody pulling
no card. If anything, it's worse in the mainstream world.
That's a
because
fact.
at least in the gospel world, you can at least say, at least in the Christian world, you can at least say, I'm changed, and
that's what I used to do.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm changed. That's what I used to do, and you can live in this world now where you don't have to act up and you don't have to get crazy because you are a Christian now, and that was your past.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But these days, it's like there's really nothing that can stop you, especially on the mainstream side, not unless you're signed to like some major label or something like that, and you have obligations to adhere by. But if anything, it's definitely worse on the mainstream side in terms of people fronting, acting like there's something that they're not, because it sells records. Sells
one of the things that I like to
music.
say a lot, just because I'm a Pac fan anyways, one of the things that we all know is that Biggie had this bad, right? Biggie would talk about his street stories and the way that he was living and how poor he was, but his own mother said that was, I don't know why he was writing that.
He never went to bed hungry. Her point was he never went to bed hungry.
Right.
However, he was selling drugs. He was
But
selling
I'm
drugs.
saying, but still,
He got caught up in the law and stuff like that. But
what I'm saying is
he
that
comes from his mama was always help raising him. He never had his father though. But he grew up
I'm just saying.
He grew up in a household where his mama was gonna make sure he was good.
Okay. But he said a chick was so fine, he'll, perform. Do you believe? Okay. So what I'm
That's
saying
horrible,
is,
bro.
so do you believe?
That's horrible. And I gotta talk to these old school rappers, by the way.
How they let
the
that
old
go?
Heads, the
How
old
they let
heads.
that go?
Not old school rappers. Yeah, we can talk about old school rappers too. We gotta talk about the old heads that like to talk about this new generation. But y'all let Big slide with that as like, and when we talk about like borderline on the line quotes and rap lyrics, like there's different
Questionable.
questionable lyrics.
Pausable.
There's pause-worthy lyrics. There's different tiers. You know what I'm saying? There's different
There's
tiers.
levels to this.
There's levels to this. And I will say that
So 6ix9ine.
Biggie Small, hold on. I will say that Biggie Smalls, Christopher Biggie Smalls Wallace, that particular bar goes on the Mount Rushmore of questionable bars of all time. The Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
It goes on the Mount Rushmore. And this is y'all's guy
man.
back. This was y'all's guy back in the 90s.
Yeah.
By the way, super talented. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Genius
Yeah.
with the pen.
Facts.
But when I
One of
just
the
had to
greats.
point out the hypocrisy that these old heads like to point out
Yeah.
when they talk about how this new generation is zesty.
But wait, so you saying,
and like,
so you saying like 6ix9ine saying SMD, like that's bottom tier. Like that's bottom tier. That's way down here.
I don't know of a 6ix9ine lyric as close to that. I may
No,
be
no,
wrong.
hold on, no,
I
but
may be wrong.
Follow me, walk with
I
me,
may
walk
be
with
wrong.
me, walk with me, walk with me. So 6ix9ine's SMD lyric that he says a lot is bottom tier.
No, because people, because
Okay, hold
people
on,
say
let me.
that a lot.
But Biggie's line, that's God tier.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's God tier. That's Mount Rush. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's what I
God
meant
tier.
with it.
That's Mount Rushmore, bro. I don't think 6ix9ine has ever said a line like that. I don't even think Young Thug has said anything
Lil
like
Nas X ain't even
Lil
said-
Nas X ain't even said nothing like that, bro. And by the way,
Wow.
Young Thug, I don't believe Young Thug has ever had any questionable lyrics, but a lot of people tried to go at him because he wore
The dress
dresses
and- yeah.
stuff, and painted his nails and stuff
I
like
don't
that.
think they care. I
But
don't think they doubting. They not
not
doubting them
touching-
now.
They not. No,
They're
they're
not doubting them now.
They not touching. They're not touching Biggie's lyric. Okay, it's not even like you said. Lil Nas X ain't even said nothing like that. At least I don't think.
Yeah.
The video was far. The Monterio music video was far.
Right.
But so far as lyrics, no, bro. There's levels to this, bro.
Yeah, so you just, in all actuality, man, you just got to live it out. Of course, you know, it's some people walking around like that. There's some people walking around like that in the mainstream as well. You definitely pointed that out. I mean, it is just entertainment. Hey, man, it's whatever sells records. Nobody is I think it's people out there that's really that invested. Shouts out to Dante from Hog Mob. I know that's kind of the lifestyle, the ex-lifestyle that he used to mess with, right? That was kind of his ex-lifestyle. But he just opened a rehab center with Lamar Odom. I've been meaning to put that out there. So when you talk about, man, the ones that was really like that, they not even moving like that. Here lies an example of somebody who raps about it, who talks about it, yet he's really trying to make a difference from that lifestyle that he was a part of, for so long. Right. So big shouts out to him, as well as we know that Lamar Odom has had his situations and his battles as well. So them two partnering together, I think that's ginormous, especially within the space. But when we talk about that, like you said, nobody's really pulling the card when it comes to, the mainstream. Keeping on the topic of 6ix9ine, he's around here making tons of records. I know one of your main things about Young Thug and Gunna was the only thing that Gunna had to do was make a fire song. He actually did that, and nobody was really not listening to him. I saw more support that Gunna dropped than anything.
Well, because
which was crazy.
At the end of the day, these rules and regulations that we hold ourselves to doesn't mean anything to the outside world. The code and not snitching and, who's a rat and who's not a rat. These things don't matter to everyday to everyday fans. And which is kind of weird. I don't mean to go on Vlad. Go back to Vlad. I don't mean to go back to Vlad, but I've historically seen Vlad say, that's one of the reasons why I won't interview 6ix9ine, because of what he did and ratting out people.
What's the common denominator when niggas get caught up? What's the common denominator?
No. But it's not even that, bro.
But you know what I'm saying.
Vlad, I get what you're saying. Vlad has easily interviewed a million mafia guys at this point who have cooperated with the federal government.
That's a fact.
He interviews a mafia guy every other month about their story. And towards the end of the story, what do we get to? Yeah. The reason why you're sitting in my face right now being interviewed is because you told to get a lighter sentence. You cooperated to get a lighter sentence. And so a lot of people was talking about the hypocrisy from Vlad to say he won't interview Tekashi 6ix9ine because he did a lot of these crazy things, but you currently interview people now who have cooperated with the federal government to get people sitting in prison so they would have a lighter sentence.
They're not rappers.
It doesn't
They're
matter.
Not from the streets.
It doesn't matter. You want to talk about the real streets and what them do, the codes that them dudes live by? You know what I'm saying? Like the mafia life, like them dudes back in the day, it's a little different now.
They don't like rap.
It's a little different now. But back in the day, bro, you paid for your life for certain things.
You paid with your life.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and not to say that the black community as a whole, in terms of our gang culture, we're not as organized. So
that's a fact.
When we talk about the mafia, it's called organized crime for a reason. Yeah. You don't just get to kill people. You don't just.
That's not funny, but it's I hear what you're saying.
Now it was people that betrayed their rules and crossed the line. Yeah. But you don't just get to go out and kill somebody you don't like or had an argument with unless you send it up to the boss and get permission from the boss.
I thought you were saying, my bad, bro. I thought you were saying you don't just get to kill people. That's the reason why people join gangs, so that's all they get to do. It's more than that. It's more than that.
No. But it is more than that.
It is. I know.
In the mafia world, this is organized crime.
Yeah,
and it's a brotherhood. It's a family. Yeah. Once you take that oath, you know what I'm saying. And so there's some structure to it. You have a boss, an underboss. You have captains. You have soldiers. You know what I'm saying. So there's structure with this, but in the world of Young Thug and the street world of Young Thug, Tekashi 6ix9ine, whatever the case may be, it's not as organized. Black people, we do not run our quotations criminal organizations, quote, we do not run our criminal enterprises like this.
Bro, it's called Black Mafia Family.
Who's that's Meech and them?
Yeah.
That's Meech. Yeah.
It's called Black Mafia Family. I don't know. No, you're right. Some.
I mean, but even when you talk, they sold drugs, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Some,
but, I mean,
allegedly. They've already been convicted.
No, they've been convicted. Yeah, they've been convicted.
Bro, that's what you're
They
supposed to
sold
say,
drugs.
bro. That's what you're supposed to say all the
They
time.
sold drugs, but here's the difference, bro. Mafia, the mafia crime families,
Yeah.
bro.
They ran.
You don't deal with drugs.
Yeah, car shops.
You don't deal with drugs.
Meat
If you
markets.
dealt with drugs, you would pay with your life. You don't sell drugs in the mafia lifestyle, the Italian mafia family lifestyle. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But that's the things that we'll subject our people to.
That's kind of wild, bro.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, that's kind of
I
wild.
told you, bro.
Yeah, but with that being said, so yeah, I mean, nobody's gonna pull the car. Of course, they're here because they're out there as well. Ain't nobody getting their car pulled out there. So, I mean, why would it be anything different here? We always say that we are the stepbrother, the underchild of hip hop, and if they really not doing it there, we're not doing it here, man.
Right.
I mean, honestly, it just doesn't matter to people. There's so much other stuff going on. So many people, and you know, especially when people make music, bro. That's like the ultimate. Like when you make music, like actors can get it. You know what I'm saying? Like politicians. But when you're a musician, there's just a way that you connect with an audience.
Yeah.
And so they say a musician or an athlete. It's just something about those two. Mm-hmm. That when you do something, they have to be for certain. Like it, and even if they are for certain, you'll still have people that's like, oh well, I still care for them.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a crazy thing, but yeah, what do you expect, man? You already know who it is, what it is, and what we do, baby. It is your boy Jay.
This is Chris.
And it's on.
Signing off. If you ain't got it by now, go to sleep, wake up, and try again. Cheer.